Hello. How are you guys doing today? Yeah, I'm in the car. I just left the hairdresser's and it took longer than I thought it was going to. So I was like, okay, we can jump on and do this now. So I'm here with Olivia.
Hello.
We both just got our hair done, and we are coming to you live today from the car to talk about homeschooling multiple kids. That's what we're going to be chatting about today. So I hope you guys are doing well and the weather is lovely where you are. We are having a bright sunny day and it's a lot of fun. A little bit hot.
Yes.
But we had the AC cranked up, so we're doing well. Hey Beverly, how are you? Hello Dawn. All right, so today, well, let me tell you who I am first. So I am Pam Barnhill. Hello, Damore. And I have, thank you, three homeschooling podcasts. I have the Homeschool Solution Show, which is an audio blog of the best homeschool content on the web. I have the Homeschool Snapshots podcast. Dawn, don't tell me your windows are open. That is no fair at all, and which is interviews with moms and sometimes dads. And then I also have the Your Morning Basket podcast, which starts back next Tuesday, guys. We are so excited to bring you a new season of the Your Morning Basket podcast starting back next Tuesday. So watch your podcast app and watch your email, because we're going to be sending that out. Okay, so let's talk about homeschooling multiple kids. Some tips and tricks for when you are trying to do this. And the first thing we want to say when you're homeschooling multiple kids is have a plan in place. Go ahead and get some things planned out. Now, you know that we teach you how to do a fabulous and flexible plan in our autopilot program. We also have Plan Your Year, which walks you through the 10 steps to creating a homeschool plan. And when I talk about homeschool planning, I am not talking about these draconian grids where you fill everything in advance and hope and pray that it's all going to work out. That is not the kind of planning we teach. We teach a kind of planning that is flexible and will flex with whatever life throws at you. And I tell you, we've had some things going on here in the past couple days where we've basically gotten done just a little bit of school. But I haven't had to erase any of my plans. I haven't had to change anything. We've just simply picked up where we left off. And, it hasn't messed up my plans that today we only did 4 things from our list instead of the entire thing that I had planned when I went to bed last night. It hasn't messed up our day at all. And we've just picked up where we've left off. So I'm not talking about a planning that doesn't flex with you, but because things were crazy, we have had some things going on here we've had to keep up with, some extra people we've had to meet with. We have been able to just roll with it, and my plans are still there, and I know exactly what I'm going to do tomorrow. And so whenever you're dealing with multiple kids, it really helps not to have to make decisions in the heat of the moment, because when you're dealing with multiple kids, you're dealing with multiple distractions all the time. You don't just have one kid saying to you, Mom, I need this. Mom, what do I do next? Mom, I need that. You have 2 kids, 4 kids, 6 kids saying that to you. And it's really hard to keep up with all the decisions you have to make and all the thinking you have to do on your feet. So anytime you can get planning done in advance and you don't have to deal with that decision fatigue, it helps immensely with homeschooling those multiple kids. So that's number 1, is make a plan. Make a great flexible plan. All right, so tip number 2 is have a way to communicate with your kids. And this is one of the things that we teach in autopilot. We talk about that one of the things that you need as a mom, one of the pieces of your organization for your homeschool, is this communication tool. Because once you get kids who are old enough to read and who are old enough to do a little bit of work on their own, you need to communicate with them somehow what needs to be done. And we have some fabulous student planners in our shop that you can use for this, but one of my favorite methods is the spiral notebook. And this is simply opening up the spiral. Olivia's over here going, yes. Yes, because
Yes.
she uses these things and she knows how easy it is. We love the spiral notebook. Dawn can drop the link to Sarah McKenzie's post where she shared the spiral notebook with us a couple of years ago. And it's just a fabulous, easy, super easy way to communicate with kids what they need to do for the day. And there's a number of reasons I love the spiral notebook. First of all, it allows you to totally tailor your education to your kids' needs day by day, because sometimes when we sit down on Sunday and we fill things out for the week, you know, we think we know what math page our kid's going to need on Thursday, but they might have moved faster than what we thought. They might have more understanding than what we thought, or they might have moved slower and they need less, you know, they need more practice with something. So that's something else to think about. So spiral notebooks, a way to communicate with your kids. This is the next thing you need when you're homeschooling multiple kids. And then my next tip and my last one, I'm on low battery. Secret sauce here is that you need to pad those spiral notebook lists with just a little bit of what we call beautiful busy work. So this is something that your kids need anyway, but it's something that they can do independently. Hi, Sarah, 6-year-old. Hi, how are you doing? So it's something that your kids can do independently. And some of the things that we like to put on there is, you know, if you have any kind of video curriculum, watching that video curriculum like a Latin curriculum or a math UC, or maybe even Word Up. We're using Word Up right now. That's another one that kids could watch on their own. Also, hey, I need the plug for this, sweetheart. It says it's going to die. Let me see. Other busy work things. Typing practice, math fact practice. That's another thing that you could do and put on your kids' list if you needed to. One of the things that Demore does, and she is on here, is she has her kids do a drawing or a watercolor painting as a narration in their notebook of anything that they choose. Anything that they choose that they're learning this week, anything that they've read, anything that they want to narrate in this fashion, they choose one picture to draw in a not a spiral notebook, but some kind of journal that they're keeping. And that's one of their things that they can do that's kind of like a busy work kind of thing. Yes, Rebecca. Any kind of extra phonics practice, you could either go with something like an Explode the Code workbook, which even young kids can do by themselves, or some kind of app or computer-based. Starfall was a huge one at our house. For the longest time, everybody who was, you know, kindergarten or first grade had a little bit of Starfall time on their schedule every day, and that bought me time to work one-on-one with another kid. And that's what these little bits of busy work that you're putting on there, which are, it's not useless things. It's things that are good for them to do. It's additional practice and skills they need to practice anyway. It's additional reinforcement of content that you're giving to them through these DVDs or these computer websites, or it's an additional practice that's really good for them to process information like the narration or maybe drawing something in a nature notebook or something like that. And by padding their to-do list with a few of those things, then you buy yourself these little pockets of time to work with other kids. That's a fabulous idea, Lisa. I love the focused hobbies. Okay, so let's see if I can recap. Let's see how good the old lady's memory is. So have a plan. That was the first one. The second one was, I think it was something else, but I'm going with have a way to communicate with your kids. Maybe Dawn's going to pop them back up here. And then remember the beauty of busy work. And I know that there were at least those three, and there might have been one more. But those are the tips that I have for you with homeschooling multiple kids. And then I'm just going to cap it off and throw one more at you. Morning time.
Yes.
Anytime, tell them morning time's great.
Morning time is awesome.
Yep, morning time is awesome. You have it straight from the kid's mouth over there. So anytime you can combine kids by using morning time, this is a wonderful, very efficient way to teach a bunch of kids at one time. And shoot for the upper middle of your kids. You might not, if you've got an 18-year-old, you might not be doing everything at the 18-year-old's level. You might be doing things at the 14 or 15-year-old's level, but that 10-year-old, that 9-year-old, they can come along with you, and they're going to learn so much more than you ever dreamed that they would, just picking it up around the edges. And so I cannot stress enough how much morning time can help you out with efficiency in homeschooling multiple ages. Right now in morning time, we are doing cursive handwriting with all 3 kids. We are doing grammar with all 3 kids. We're doing foreign language with all 3 kids. And we're doing history with all 3 kids. In addition to religious studies, we're doing a book, a Bible reading book right now is another thing that we're doing. We're doing history. I'm trying to think of what else. Nature studies.
Mad Libs.
Mad Libs, which is everybody's favorite morning time, which is, kind of grammar too. So we're getting all of that. All right, Helene, we're going to drop you a link to morning time. Dawn, you want to find maybe Cindy Rollins' episode of the podcast if Helene likes to listen to audio, or morning time and how it can change your homeschool, the blog post, if she just wants a quick blog post read. So we'll drop those links for you, Helene. Dawn's going to drop them for you, my right-hand lady there. Okay, I have to go home now and get ready for a Scully Sisters podcast. And we're going to head home and do that right now. But thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope some of these tips were helpful to you. Do not forget, 8 more days. Autopilot is only open through August 31st, and then we are closing the doors, and Autopilot and Plan Your Year are going away. Hello, Christine. They're going away for the rest of this year. So we're closing the doors on those 2 products. Planning season is coming to an end, and we're shutting them down. So if you do not have Autopilot and you would love some help getting your homeschool year off to a great start, you can find that at pambarnhill.com/autopilot. Don't be left behind when we close the doors, because Dawn hates getting those really sad emails. She really, really does hate getting the sad emails. Oh, I missed it, and don't have to make Dawn sad. So, all right, we will be back next Thursday. I am fairly certain, and I think we're talking about morning time, maybe. Or we might be doing a final hurrah for Autopilot and answering any last questions that people have about the Autopilot program. I can't remember what we're doing, but we'll be back doing something. So say bye-bye, Olivia.
Bye.
All right, so we'll catch you guys later on. You guys have an awesome weekend.